joy?
Wow, that's a massive question. I think getting a feeling, there's a certain feeling I get out of things that I do, and that's what brings me joy. Where it's simple things like I've mentioned plenty before, listening to music. I love music, so I listen to it all the time. Always been one of these frustrated musicians that I wish I could play or to write songs that I get, because I've always got them going in my head, but they never sound right because my voice is tone deaf. I tried it, I go, nah, that doesn't sound it. It sounded great in here, but when it comes out, not the same. So I think joy is, for me, is being around the people I love to be around and doing things that I really love to do. And that feeling that burns inside you when you get that, it's like, I've tried to describe it before. You ever watched a sunrise and when the sun just suddenly gets up in the sky, as if it spreads out everywhere at the same time? You've got all this gold that seems to appear. I always imagine that as like being inside my heart. It's like that gold in the sunrise. And instead of blood going through all the veins, it's all this beautiful joy, all this happiness that seems to flood through your veins. You get this certain feeling over your whole body, and you start smiling, and sometimes you don't even know why. It's just a feeling you get. That's joy to me.
Oh, that's lovely. What a wonderful way to see it. I'm not normally up that early to see sunrises. The few times that I am, I know exactly what you mean.
Mm,
I find that joy for me is the downtimes. So I've got my two cats, my partner at home, and the simple act of sitting with a cat on my lap, watching a bit of telly, chilling is joy to me. And I've really worked hard on not thinking of that as laziness because
mm,
that's how other people interpret what I find joyful. We're not really doing anything. So, and I find that space for me is when I'm at my happiest.
mm,
And I think with when we're talking about business, there can be a place for joy in business and a place for joy outside of business. And they don't have to be the same thing. And I
mm,
think that's what we get tangled up in. I've got to be serious here, I've got to deliver this, I've got to do that. You can find joy in your business.
mm,
It's working out, and this is, I think, something I've been through last year was I wasn't happy. I really wasn't happy in what I was doing. And I knew that this was something that I couldn't keep doing. I'd done it for a couple of years and I was like, what will make me happy in what I'm doing every day? I had some pro bono projects that were really, I loved doing them. They're not bringing income in from me, but what did I love about that work?
mm.
What brought me joy? How can I do more of that? And I often think that we get so caught up in we must do it this way. This is the way it works. This is what expectations are from me.
Mm,
That we lose the joy in what we do.
mm.
How do you find it with a lot of what you talk about in mindset? I think this is quite an important area that people need to address.
Yeah, but that's what is so important about it. Is you said right at the beginning there, the joy for you is that's the important line. It's what your joy is to you. To me, it's a feeling. Where I
Mm.
said it's with my wife, where it's same as me with the cats, where it's walking music, whatever it is. It's a feeling that I get, and everyone is different. And nobody should criticise someone else's feeling of joy just because it doesn't fit in with their perception of what joy is. Like mine's in business. I've got one simple thing that gives me more joy than anything in business is when a client gets a release moment or an acknowledgement. What I mean by that is if it's therapy, it's that release that it's not my fault. You suddenly see this look in their face when they realise, why have I always let this affect me? Because it's not me, and the tears usually start.
Yeah.
And they always say, I'm really sorry, but why? That's the most perfect moment I can get because that bit's coming out, those tears coming out, is all that negativity that leaving your body. And if it's a coaching part, it's the look in their face, the smile that starts to come when they go, I can actually do this. I can make this happen. You just did it. As soon as I said it there, your face lit up and you smiled.
Because
That's it.
I had a memory of what makes me
Yes.
joyful, and it's my workflows. It's when someone goes, "Oh, I get it now." That
Yeah.
moment.
That's it. That little bit, not the money, not anything else. Those are the bits that mean to me joy in it. Yet for some other coaches, I know it's not. It's when the clients get the result that they wanted to get at the beginning, or they leave them when they see them doing great things. They go, "Oh, I was the one that helped with that." Well, actually, no. A really good coach doesn't. We just guide someone to get where they need to go.
Mhm.
They do all the work, and it's when they get that real moment, a realization of what they can do. That's amazing. But joy can be found in anything, in the simplest things. You said sitting on the couch with your cat there watching TV. That can be amazing. I've got a little cat who was knocked in a few months ago, and watching her every single day, just getting upstairs for the first time, or jumping on top of her bed, or going up on the couch, whatever it is, it's a pride moment to me as well as the joy when I watch her do that. To someone else, be going, it's only a couple of feet, but it's not to her. It's a mountain to climb, what she's been through, and that brings me joy. And it's everywhere you look, you can find it if you allow it to happen.
There's a lot of guilt that happens with joy. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
guilt, you know, and I think there's been a lot of books on this, I worked so hard in my business that I missed all these moments in my life. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. And that's where you're finding the balance. And when you're first in business, it's really hard to get the balance right
Mm-hmm.
because you've got a lot of work to really build it up. There's a lot of fear creeping in there of is this the right decision? Can I do this? There's so many times where you kind of go, oh, I got my first client, but then you
Mm-hmm.
move on so quickly from that and you're back in the stress and the worry and anxiety
Yeah.
again. And it's like finding those moments of joy and holding on to that moment for as long as you can and not bypassing it and not sort of going, well, that's done now. What's next? And I think a lot of people are like this, that they kind of go, well, that's done now. Let me move on. And they
Mm-hmm.
don't sit there and go, this was a really big thing that I've done. And I think also we have to open up ourselves to find those moments of joy and let them be.
Mm-hmm. And the thing you're right, I don't know, it's always been this thing, perception, that you need to work everywhere under the sun to get to where you want to get to. And that's when you allow the joy to happen. But then you said that you got lashed to a point where I'm not enjoying this anymore. Why not work for someone else then? Because that's where you basically turned your business into a job that you don't really enjoy. And if
Mm.
you don't like working for yourself, why would anybody else want to work for you? It's a silly way to look at it. You want to be happy in what you do. And yeah, you sometimes feel guilty because I missed this birthday or I missed this thing or that you gave something up for this. But if you love what you do, you'll still find the joy in that. Okay, I missed that, but I've missed that one, but I might make the next 10 because I've done this. Whereas if I was working for someone else, I might not be able to get that time off in those times to have enjoyed them. But now, because that little bit of hard work I've put in at the beginning, and I think you said about the balance, I think we're always trying to find that, the balance. It's as you adapt, as you change and everything, you're always trying to find a new balance of make sure that you've got this. I hate the term work-life balance because to me it's all the same thing. It's
Mm.
just a life balance. It's not work life. Because if you really enjoy what you do, it doesn't feel like work anymore. It's part of life, and it's just having the right balance in it, what suits you. And I think that's the thing for joy. And I know we talk about it a lot in setting up shop is cake. That's our way we said of actually celebrating, but in a fun way of doing it. But you're right. Please, for everybody, whatever you do, when you've got that bit of joy, celebrate it.
Mm.
Tell everybody else as well why you feel so good, what your achievement is, because sometimes we minimise our achievements in our own head. Oh, but it's only. But when you tell someone else, go, that's amazing, and you go, oh, suddenly you've got two lots of joy because you get the joy you've had, then the joy you get when someone else is celebrating it for you and
Mm.
with you. That's an amazing feeling. So make sure, yeah, that you do want to celebrate everything. You don't have to have cake all the time. You can change whatever you want to be celebration, but enjoy every single bit of that when you've got an achievement.
And that's what I think our partnership with Mags works so well because we are taking those moments and sharing them together. Collectively, we
Mm,
have achieved something and it helps you to, as you say, it's you sort of downplay what the moment is.
yeah.
But there are so many people in your corner that want to celebrate with you. You just have to let them communicate, communicate how things are going, and you'd be amazed at how many people will cheer you on that you
Mm,
never thought about. I think there's the other way of oversharing.
mm,
Like every this is the social media fakeness of every moment celebrated because I'm so fantastic and wow, wow, wow. You can overdo it.
yeah.
But I think if it's true and meaningful, there's a balance there that I think comes through. And find joy every day if you can.
Yeah, and it's I think I've heard people say before their happiness is always chasing the rainbow. But
Mm,
you seem to know you're never going to get to the other side of that rainbow. It's always disappeared before you can get there. That doesn't stop from being happy chasing that rainbow.
mm,
That's the same thing as when you're doing it and work. If your business is chasing a dream, you might never get to that dream, but you'll enjoy it on the way, and you'll get that. Enjoy tells you, and enjoy. You're going to enjoy every single step on the way to do that, and it's allowing yourself to do that. Is just to have like back to your feelings, that feeling, whatever it's like, when you can share that joy with someone else, you might have just made their day. They
mm.
might not have the best of days, but they get that joy from you, and it can be a simple thing is whenever you want to see if it works or not, go in a room and start smiling. Just look around the room and smile, and watch everybody else start to smile. They don't have a clue why they're smiling; they just know you are. If you start laughing, they'll start laughing.
Yeah.
You're spreading joy without actually doing anything except smiling and laughing, and other people do it. Some will think you're mad, but they'll still do it. And then they'll sit and go, "Why did I just do that?" And you see all the embarrassed looks when you suddenly stop and they're like, "I don't know what I was laughing at." But it's that feeling when you laugh, the smile, even when I was doing it now, that sensation. That's why my biggest thing with clients is, I don't care how you come in to see me, but you don't leave until you smile. As soon as you smile, I see that little bit of joy as they walk through that door going away. And that's the bit they'll remember about my session.